Facebook?
Welcome to live chat. Something. You said. Okay. We'll wait until a few people come in the room. Oh, I forgot to stretch this out. Okay.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? Come on in, man. I'm here to discuss a few things.
Yep, make sure you share it so whoever's watching, we can get those people in tuned also and updated.
Or not. Or so.
I don't know why I said or not. You gotta make sure you share it so everybody else can see it. What we're gonna talk about is kind of up to the surgery date and surgery and recovery and stuff so far, where we're at. And I guess where do you want to start, babe? Because we live.
What up, JT? It's on you. I'm gonna let you rock, and I'm just gonna ad-lib.
Okay.
Or just kind of chime in.
Well, this is LL&R. This is Anthony and Jackie.
Yeah.
This is the after the surgery
This
episode.
Post-surgery phase 1.
So before surgery, of course, I was super duper nervous. I don't know if I showed it as much, but I was mentally inside a wreck. I took professional counseling from a good friend that helped me out a lot. We talked about real life possibilities with my life, like talking about literally death, the possibility of it, preparation of it, what ifs, what to do, what I can't control, how I feel like I'm losing control, everything you can think of, we talked about during that counseling session, which I left and I felt like it was the best thing that I could have ever done. And especially with a friend who kept it very professional, but we still had a bond just because we knew each other. So I really appreciated her keeping it professional but really having that true need to have type of conversation with me. Right before surgery happened, because KU actually didn't have any appointments for me to actually have any counseling before, because I knew I was going crazy in my mind trying to make a decision on losing my breast, losing one, losing both, or going flat. Like, it was a whole decision. And one of the concerns I talked to her about was not being able to see my grandkids was one of my biggest concerns. Not being able to just be around. So like it was a whole big thing, and she really helped me get through those things. And then I think just a few days later it was surgery date. Like, I had to settle and make a decision, like, this is my final decision. I'm going to go with a double mastectomy, take both breasts off, for not just me, but for the whole family. So the counseling included a conversation about understanding that if I decide to take both breasts, that I would still be a woman. This doesn't take away me being a woman, not having breasts. It's just a part of my body. And we talked about relationship between me and Anthony, and dealing with that, if it came to me deciding not to have breasts, and how it was just basically in the end my personal decision.
Yeah.
What else did we talk about? I did a lot of crying in that session, not planning on it, but a lot of coping mechanisms that she taught me about that I have actually had to use during the time. But in the end, one of these little kids done wrote, "I love you, Mom," on my blinds. You little son of a guns. I'm sorry, I just seen that. Like, you gotta be kidding me. They just wrote on my blind. Not them little cheap blinds either, those expensive blinds. anyways, sidetrack. But whew, yeah, I know whose writing that is, the youngest ones. But anyways, after deciding on what we need to do for surgery, like I said, I was like super duper nervous. But I was confident with my decision. Like, I don't want to go without having breast. I didn't think I would be okay waking up without having breast. I liked how I look in outfits with breast. I liked sexual activity with breast. Like, everything like revolved around these breasts. So I needed breast.
She needed breastises.
I need the breastises. So that was, and so I always felt like my decision related to my breast wasn't just a decision on my own. My decision to keep my breast was a all around family decision. And I wanted to reduce the risk of the family having to go through a cancer possible reoccurrence again. And that's why I decided to go ahead and take away both breasts to reduce the risk of us ever having to go through it again. So my decision was one of the hardest decisions I think that I've ever had to make in a long time. But I made it successfully through, and here we are now to discuss, like, after surgery, how I'm doing with my newfound breast and recovery, surgery, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, before you get into that, I would just say, for the caretakers, spouses, and this is pre-surgery, I suggest that people first off get a prayer life, actually hone in kind of, and talk about, she went to therapy, kind of talked to a friend that was a therapist as well, and just kind of was able to actually, not burden her with my feelings, but however, we did talk about it. But I was able to talk to a guy and just kind of talk about how I was really feeling about the whole situation. And it's important to actually think about her. Like, I mean, think about yourself as well. But to me, and I've always told her, it doesn't matter. I did not care whether you went flat, whether you had triples and doubles or whatever. It did not matter to me because I fell in love with you. I didn't fall in love so much with the physical appearance, even though that was a bonus, but I just tell people, we just talked about, and I just want to just say, make sure you have a prayer life. Make sure that your communication level is definitely on 100 with each other, with any and everything that you do when you going through this process. Don't hold nothing back, whether it be tears, because as long as you suppress, you will get depressed. You know what I'm saying? So you can't suppress your feelings. You can't suppress anything that you're dealing with when it comes to this situation, because if you do, you will struggle. You'll find yourself in a place where you're stressed and everything, and not really being the support of the person that is going through whatever it is that they're going through. Because if I was a mess, I wouldn't be able to support her. I wouldn't be able to do any of those things because I'll be jacked up and she'll be worried about me because I'm jacked up. So just try to make sure you get your affairs in order when it comes to your personal feelings, as well as the other person that you're going to be taking care of, supporting, XYZ. So surgery.
To me,
Yeah.
But I didn't. You said something that I didn't know. I didn't know that you talked to somebody.
I did. I talked to a good friend. Yeah.
I'm glad you did, because Miss, the therapist, she asked if you.
That's why I didn't say his name, because he didn't want to know.
Yeah, she had asked, did you want to talk, and she was willing to talk to you.
Oh
too.
wow, I didn't know that.
And
did you tell me that?
Mm-hmm, I did, and
and
she was and she was willing to talk to you too, because she understood that it was a two part thing, and and separate emotions on both ends, and you understanding me and me understanding you and stuff like that. So She had asked, and she had even asked if the kids had wanted to have, needed to have a conversation. She was willing to talk to
Oh
them
wow,
about
that's
it and stuff
beautiful. I
too.
didn't
So
know that.
yeah,
That's
I didn't.
awesome.
I definitely didn't know that you had already talked to somebody,
I did.
which was a
I did.
really good thing.
It was a plus. It was absolutely a plus. It just opened me up. First off, it just kind of gave me more confidence in how I was already feeling.
Mhm.
Because I felt comfortable in supporting you. I felt comfortable in whatever decision you made because it wasn't about me.
Mhm.
It was about your body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to make sure I was supporting you the right way in your decision. And that's kind of what we talked about.
But I
And
think your worry for me, from what I got, was more because you don't have a problem taking care of me, but I think your worry for me was your problem. Like worried about my safety, my care.
oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. That's
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
I
That's
think that if there was any conversation, my assumption was that would be your conversation. Like you're worried about losing me.
oh
Not
yeah,
taking
oh yeah.
care,
That
not
now.
taking care of me.
Oh
Like, I
yeah,
don't think
that
taking
was
care of me
yeah,
you were
that
worried
was a
about,
big
but I
topic.
think,
I'm sorry. I'll go ahead.
go ahead.
I think we did spend a lot more time on that versus the caretaker aspect and the
Yeah.
feelings and all that because I mean I just like even now like I'm at a loss for words because I would not know how to cope like
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying I know I would learn at some point but it would be so difficult and devastating to me you know losing you what are you crazy
Yeah.
like just knowing the care that I have for you, the love that I have for you, the respect I have for you, all of those things just kind of, you know, the God fearing woman that you are, everything just kind of rolled up into one. Man, I would be so devastated, you know.
And I felt that, and that was another issue of mine, like worried about you. And I'm like, and that's why, like, I was always like taking care of little things, like on the back end. So I'm like, let me make sure if something happened, make sure he has the house, make sure Anthony has this, make sure. And so I was calling like everybody, and so I was making end of life decisions on the back end for things that you wouldn't have to worry about if something were to happen to me. Like they like I wasn't even scared. I just knew, I guess because of the industry that I'm in, like I have to make these final decisions. And so if something happens, the kids are taken care of, you are taken care of, what we currently have and how they currently live doesn't change except for the loss of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I had to swallow all of that and just take care of business.
And that was honestly another thing that we had discussed is how would I take care of mentally and physically the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the biggest things. And I'm gonna be honest, for me it wouldn't have been Elijah because Elijah still don't. He knows what you went through now, but he still doesn't understand. And I know he'll miss you and everything. I think his maturity level right now and where he's at, he wouldn't understand till later. But my biggest thought was Kobe and Dorian.
Yeah.
You know, the other babies, Anthony and Amari, yeah, but those two the most.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about we talked about especially Dorian the most. I know Kobe sometimes hides his feelings and afraid to open up, but Dorian is a very emotional creature, and I would have had to do a lot of damage control with him.
Oh yeah, because Dorian's a mama's boy, 100%, and
times
nothing.
3.
He's been like that since he came out the womb, and ain't nothing gonna change it.
Yeah.
But Kobe's a security guard, and so he watches his mom all the time, and so I had to make sure I told everybody, like when I was diagnosed, like, please do not disregard Kobe. He'll walk around as if everything's okay, but Kobe is mentally breaking down, and so you have to grab Kobe because you would lose him, and you'll be like, what just happened to his life, because everybody would assume that he was okay. But Dorian would be outspoken, outwardly brokenhearted,
Mhm.
and Kobe would be inwardly
Inwardly, yep.
brokenhearted,
We
and
talked about
everybody
that.
would totally ignore Kobe
We
as if he
talked
was
about
okay.
that, yep.
And so Kobe was my main concern. Dorian, I just knew like he would express himself,
Yeah.
and everybody would just, you would see it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But with Kobe, nobody would see it, and he would be totally ignored.
Self-destruct almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Not necessarily like suicidal or anything like that, but just kind of self-destruct inwardly, you know, and then may start affecting some decisions down the road and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So we did talk about that. So it's important, and one of the things I believe that we have always been and will do is be very transparent with our kids. We did when we sat them down, before we even sat them down, the first thing I know we did was pray. You know, we have to have, I thank God for the wisdom that he gave us to go forth even in that manner, because we could have just been like, you know, mom got cancer, you know, everything gonna be all right, see y'all later, you know what I mean? But I think the fact that we prayed and did all those things outwardly with them, sat them down, I think that was definitely
that was our daughter-in-law that did
help.
that. Like, she was like, we was telling them, and she was like, stop, we need to pray. You know, remember that? She was like, stop, we need to pray. And you're right, we do. And we had typically when we do family prayer, we do it right here in the living room.
Yep.
And this is where we expose the information to the kids. We have family prayer in the living room. Everybody had their own separate emotions and stuff like that. And, you know, went from there. But yeah, prayer definitely was one of the first things that we did. One of the first things that we did when we told the kids about it.
Sure.
But okay, so
right.
back to
surgery.
Back to
post-surgery.
Pre-surgery. Pre-surgery, I guess, was the nerves.
The nerves. Yep.
The day of, the day of, in my mind, I really thought. It was funny because I thought that you were speeding to the hospital the way you were speeding to the courthouse when we were getting married. And that was like one of my first thoughts. I was like, why is he driving so fast? Remember, because
I wasn't even driving fast.
I said, we're not late. You remember me saying that? I said, we're early, we're not late.
Yeah.
You were going like 80 miles an hour, and I was like,
yeah, right. I was not driving that fast, dude.
Why would I lie? Yes, you
because your eyes was deceiving you, because you was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
No, you was going 80 miles an hour, and I was like, this is not a rush. I'm not in a rush to get here. We will get on time. And so anyways, we get there on time. One of the most devastating things is, and again, I'll say, anybody that's watching that you believe this would help, please share the information. So share this so other people can watch. But one of the other things that I was worried about was what was I about to say?
I have no idea.
Getting the surgery. God dang it, I forgot I seen you give water, and it made me
pre-surgery.
No, it made me forget when because I was like, water. Like I want some water, but
I don't know where your mouth is.
I forgot. Well,
give
us a second.
She put her lips on my stuff, y'all.
I put my lips on a lot of stuff. Ain't no worry about that. But okay, pre-surgery, rushing. That's what I was gonna say. So what we found out prior to surgery was that Anthony wasn't going to be able to go with me into pre-op. Like they literally told me, like, when I go into surgery, like, I have to go by myself. And I'm like, what? Like, no, he doesn't get to like give me a kiss goodbye. He doesn't watch me get prepped. None of that. And they're like, no, because of COVID, we can't let you in there. But then they're like, but he can meet you in recovery. And I'm like, then what's the difference? Like, he gonna come in there when I recover, but he can't come in there when I'm getting prepared. I mean, I was broken, okay? And I held that in so bad. Like, I called Anthony that day of, and I told him, and I literally wanted to cry on the phone, but he was distracted, and I think he missed my emotion. And so I had to suck it in and take it in on my own. But he called me back later and he was like, babe, I'm so sorry. He realized that he overlooked like my feelings about the whole situation. And by that time I was over it. I thought I was over it until the next day my auntie had called and like, cause I had a whole bad day that whole day after that. Like I was just emotionally damaged. And the next day my auntie called and she asked how I was doing. And I was like, I'm fine, whatever, whatever. And then I just broke down crying and I felt like the way I talked to the counselors, like I broke down crying to the wrong person because who I wanted to cry with was with him, but I hold in my emotions so much and people are like, oh, you're so strong, blah, blah, blah. But I'm really just being me. And I'm crying to the wrong people at times when at that moment he should have been the one that should have been able to coddle me during that moment where I was literally at the saddest I could have been at the time, knowing that I was literally, my auntie told me like, at this time you're just gonna have to put your big girl panties on and you're gonna have to go in and you have to do it by yourself. And I was like, you're right. That's what I'm going to have to do. But I was down and out and I just cried. But after that, after I cried, I was fine. And anyways, we get to surgery. Literally, he was able to get to the waiting room with me and they called my name and I had to go by myself to the back and prepared, getting, so he knows nothing about all the preparation and stuff like that, hands shaking, legs is shaking, nervous. The nurses and everything, they were so kind and understanding. And, you know, the warm blankets, all these extra things they do to calm you down and stuff like that. And so I was able to get, I hope my phone ain't about to die, but I was able to, it got enough charge. I was able to get calmed down and stuff by all the nurses and stuff. And then I was, after everything started getting prepared, I had my phone. And so I called him a couple of times. I called him on video call and stuff so I can see his face and everything. But it was going so fast. It was like, everything's going real fast. We're going to be able to get you in early, blah, 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 blah. So the last time I talked to him, I was just like, I said, well, babe, I said, I got to let you go. Like they're saying they're going to get me in early. Here they are. And then that was it. I told the nurse, I said, I don't want to see the operating room. Can you please give me whatever you can give me so I can be out before I get to the operating room? And she had something, she put it in my IV. I remember getting rolled down the hallway and that was that. So he can tell you the wake up experience because I don't recall.
So they finally allowed me to come back to the recovery room and I'm you know, she's back there asleep or just kind of come out of the anesthesia. And, you know, I'm sitting there. First off, I'm very thankful that she made it out. She's okay. You know, it's just something about seeing people hooked up like that. I was just kind of like, take it out of her, you know. So, but let me tell you. So first off, it was supposed to be outpatient surgery. So she was actually supposed to go home the same day. However, that did not happen. Some other things kind of transpired. The anesthesia wasn't wearing off fast enough and some other things just kind of was going on. But let me tell you, I have to. So she's coming out. She's waking up, right? She's waking up. And I'm like, yeah, I get to see her. You know, I'm kissing on her, breast milk, like, woo, Lord Jesus. No, I'm just playing. but I'm kissing on her and loving on her and stuff like that. And the first thing that pops out of her mouth, the very first thing that pops out of her mouth is, I'm dramatic, so I got to do the acting. Titties. Did they get my titties? And I was like, what? I was like, that's the first thing you say? Then she goes back out. Oh, hi, babe. I'm going to wear a V-neck so I can shake them titties. I was like, oh, my Lord Jesus. Oh, my Lord Jesus, man. I was in there tripping out. Like, it was so funny. Me and the nurses, we were in there dying laughing. She was like, babe, can you buy me a V-neck so I can shake them? I was like, what? Then hey, here go another, boom. And then she'll go right back to sleep. I was like, this lady is off the chain. So I'll say the third portion of that, we was like, man, you're gonna have to stay. You're gonna have to, the anesthesia's not wearing off, you know, and you know, they kind of,
I can't walk.
yeah, you couldn't. So they wanted her to walk, but she could not walk. So, so they was like, okay, you're gonna have to stay. So in this time, I don't know if she just overheard. Oh no, she woke back up because she was kind of still in and out. So she got back up. I was like, hey babe, I was like, man, it looks like you're gonna have to stay overnight. What? I can't stay because I don't want to pay that bill. First off, this woman is so cheap. All she was worried about was paying the bill. Paying the daggone bill instead of worrying about being able to walk, being able to do all that shit. She's like, I don't want to pay that. And hey, guess what? Boom, boom. She went right back to sleep. So I was like, what in the world? I said, you worrying about the bill, G? You worrying about the bill? Not how you feeling. You worried about the bill. So she was worried about that. And you know, they gave her some water and everything, and you know, she went back to sleep. Did they get the cancer out? I said, babe, relax. So she goes back out for about 5-10 minutes or so. And then she wakes back up. Her and the nurse is talking about titties. Talking about, oh, my titties. I need a V-neck. Please let me shake them. I said, I ain't gonna even wear. This is what she saying. I ain't even wear a bra to the beach. I'm like, wait. You gotta wear a swimming suit. I ain't gotta wear a bra. No. I said, girl, you was off the chain. I said, you gonna have me out here beating people up, running around with security, everything. So after all that little fun stuff, I was so upset because my phone was not working right because I wanted to record all of it so she could see how she was acting and that I was not just making stuff up. But I promise you, it was hilarious. Then I had a couple of scary moments, and it was a few moments that I did kind of get a little afraid. Is that like she woke up one time, she's like, oh, hey, babe, how you doing? I said, hey, young lady, you good? And then she fell out, and then her arms just locked up like this. And I was like, nurse. I called the nurse. I was like, what is that? And she was just saying that it was muscle spasms that she was having. But in that moment, it scared the mess out of me because I had never seen anybody waking up out of anesthesia and just kind of lock up like this, and their arms just kept doing like this, and they just kept going, and I was just like, yo, it scared the bejeebles out of me. And then, you know, they pulled the covers back, and I thought she was a part of the Predator because she had these, or the aliens or something, but she had these tubes. It was like a gang of tubes just coming out, but of course it was from the drainage or for her to drain all the other things that just kind of was going about. But the juices that was the whatever was happening, it was just all kind of crazy. But that I think outside of me not being in there to calm her down and being able to see her off, I think that was my most scared moment, or the moment I literally became afraid because of the muscle spasm. I was not prepped and or mentally ready to see that. You know, I was a little nervous about that. But they were able to calm me down. They were able to, not calm me down, but the nurse was able to come and be like, hey, those are just kind of muscle spasms. Don't fret, you know. And I was looking at everything. I was looking at all the monitors. I was like, what's that beat? Okay. But it was definitely a fun sight. I was really happy to see her, but and it was so funny. I tried to correct her first off. I tried to correct her and be like, no, dear, they're called breast. You say breast in the hospital. And the nurse looked at me and said, leave her alone and let her shake them titties. And I was like, you're not helping, ma'am. You're not helping at all. She's like, I call them titties. Everybody don't like me calling them titties, but I call them titties when I'm here. And the other nurse that was his assistant, she's like, yeah, she's the titty lady, so leave her be. So it was really crazy. It was really fun all at the same time. It was an amazing party here for her afterwards, but she was not able to see everything because she had to stay overnight. So I appreciate everybody that came over,
Came out of
town. Shout out to Toya and Leah with the decorations, the decor, and everything. Man, it was so beautiful, so laid out. I think I was more frustrated with that part too. I was like, girl, wake up.
We got a celebration.
I told her, I said, nurse, throw some water on the face. Throw some water on the face so we can go get some of this Jack Stack, so we can get some of this, and so she can just see everything that kind of happened. She was able to see it, but it wasn't the full effect because we had the family here. It was a blessing.
Yeah, I did feel like I missed that. Like when I came home the next day, like he had in the yard had like all of these breast cancer signs. The whole yard was filled up with breast cancer signs, and then the front of the house had balloons because my sister does balloon decoration, so she had like a balloon. I can't move my arm too much more.
So stop.
I know it's just a habit. But the balloon decorations were all over the house, and then had like a little breast cancer sign my sister made, and then they had the table. Everything was pink, and it was just all beautiful, and I missed it. I mean, I seen it the next day, but people, of course, everybody that was here wasn't here anymore because they had to go back home or had to go back out of town and stuff like that. All the supporters actually came and stuff, but I still really, really love the support. I loved what they did. I still took pictures. Everybody had wrote little messages for me on the balloons that you kind of see in the background, and flowers, and thank God for our church family, our personal family.
Yeah. And man, quick, I want to give a real big shout out to the Northeast Vikings family, man. We had some I had classmates, people that didn't graduate with us, but it was a true blessing for all my Northeast Vikings family and classmates to show up and show out, and then definitely support my lovely wife, man. It was greatly overwhelming, and I was so elated, and just the gratitude people showed, and I just want to show our gratitude, man. And thank you so much. It was a true blessing.
Yeah, every little thing that people have done that you might not have thought was that mattered, like not knowing me and still sending me something in Facebook Messenger, being courageous enough to do that and tell me that you're praying for me, you care about me, or sending us something in the mail, mailing us cards, sending us flowers. I mean, every little small gesture, like it just tears at my heart. And I'm like, not an emotional person. I wasn't until now. And like every little thing now, I'm just like tearing up, and I'm just like oh my God, like I can't believe like people, like who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like I literally feel like I'm just Jackie, but everybody is like, no, like your story is like really helping
Shout
people.
out to the Kaufman Foundation too. Man, thank you. It's been a blessing. Yes.
They're like, you're really helping people. Continue to share your story. You're blessing me. I wish I had somebody like you when I was going through it. Like, it's just been absolutely crazy. And what I tell Anthony is like, not doing these videos, it fills me up to the point I feel like I'm about to explode if I don't say anything. And so I'm trying to get him to understand, like, it's not that I want notoriety or anything like that. It's like, this is like what God is like, Jackie, you have to speak, because when I don't, I feel the pressure of not saying anything. And so I have to tell this story. I have to do these lives. I have to be on LLNR speaking, because it feels like it's a God said. And I'm like, I'm not like this speaker, but apparently I am, because this is my story and I have to tell it for whomever's benefit and including my own, that it helps. So thank you, first of all, everybody that has did or said, posted, whatever, wore the bracelets, wore the necklaces. I mean, I've seen everything, and I've saved everything that people have sent me. So I really, really, really appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and if we forgot somebody that did something nice or whatever, it's just so much going on in our minds. So please don't take it personally. Don't, we I promise you, we appreciate you. It's just been so much, and it's been so overwhelming.
We haven't went hungry at all. You hear me? People been bringing food over here, great meals every day, feeding our whole, not just me, feeding our whole family, gift cards, dinners every day. Like, it's just been such a blessing.
All right, girl, forget all that. Anyway,
he always do that to me.
Hey, no, because listen, we got to get into this.
Go ahead, baby.
We thank y'all, but I ain't been to sleep in 15 days. You don't see these soup cooler bags under my eyes.
I ain't been to sleep either.
I'm just gonna talk about the sleeping arrangements, because it's just been so weird. We've been so used to like being by each other, and man, it's been wild. Like, I ain't been able to sleep. I know she ain't been able to sleep, and it's just been difficult because you're so used to the warmth or the touch or the whatever. It was just like, yo.
Yeah, we don't sleep together
at all.
Like, I sleep in the corner of this couch right here, sitting up with my feet in a chair and a cover, because I can't lay down.
Yeah.
It hurts me to lay down. It hurts me to lay on my side. I definitely can't sleep on my stomach like I want to. So I have to literally sit up in a chair on the couch like this to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it's been crazy to not sleep together, period. And we both, like, I wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm checking on him, or he's been up and he'll check on me, and we're just like,
shout out to mother-in-law too. She been a rock star.
Yeah.
Mama Rhonda, boy, she been a rock star, man. Definitely, truly a godsend as well. So sorry, babe, I forgot to give her a shout out.
Yeah, we should have, because Mama been here and she been draining drains, making breakfast,
oh man,
making sure medicine's taken on time, writing down everything. So Mama's been definitely a blessing to have here for sure. So we definitely didn't want to let her out.
Yeah.
Not sleeping has been
that's been difficult. I know she so I don't know if she wanted me to talk about this, but it's been very difficult. So she's a water person, right? She loves to take showers, and with her not being able to take showers, and she's on her lady friend. Oh Lord Jesus! She been so devastated. I've been devastated for her, but I just know she felt, first off, she felt like she probably got a rash or something, because she couldn't really take a bath or shower like she wanted to. She just I've been waiting for her to just sit on the couch like a crackhead, just because she can't take a shower.
One of the worst things is I looked at my app and I was like, this period is about to start. The date of this dang on this date of this dang on surgery. And the day of the surgery, I was like, you son of a and so I'm knowing at that point, like, okay, I'm not going to be able to shower myself. And so that means either Mom or Anthony's going to have to shower me. And during these showers, I'm going to be on my freaking cycle. And it's humbling, to say the least. And it's like, I have to do it. So it's not that I'm not taking a shower, first of all. I'm taking a shower, but I can't get my front wet. So I have to just keep my back to the water, and I have to, just get the important parts or whatever. But I can't get the parts because my arms can only go a certain distance. And so they literally have to wash me up, and to have to do it when I was on my cycle was the most humblingest thing in the whole wide world. And they're like, no worries. Like, okay, open wide. And I'm just like,
right.
Hurry up.
No, she was. She lying. She like, don't forget that spot.
No, I
don't
didn't. No,
get
I
there.
didn't. No,
Get there. Make sure you. I'm
No,
like,
I
wait a minute, dog. Like,
I
yes, you did.
I must have been high on them drugs then, cause
Girl, you was. I don't know, but you was directing traffic. I'm like, dog.
That do sound like something about women.
Sound like you did, man.
Get between them creatures.
Hey, yo, she was directing traffic. I promise. I thought she was. She had everything but the orange cones. I'm telling you.
Because during those times, I take 2 showers a day, and so then I'm like, I'm definitely not about to have y'all shower me 2 times a day. So I'm like 1 shower in a day, and I'm just like, ugh, like this is just so. Now, not only am I bleeding from freaking tubes, I'm bleeding from my lady parts, and I'm just like, this is just the nastiest crap in the whole wide world to
But hey, when you get 85, I'm gonna have to wipe you again, girl. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
At 85, I'm not gonna. I better not be having
I'll change your
cycle
diapers.
at 85. What you talking?
Oh well, I'm gonna change your diapers, girl.
I'll be changing yours.
Nah, I ain't gonna have.
You older than me.
I ain't gonna have no diapers.
Okay.
I'm still look like this and be like, dang, that boy look 40.
Looking good, looking good.
That boy look 40. She ain't gonna learn. She ain't gonna learn.
I swear.
Oh, hold on. Check this out. So she's like, babe, I just want to get out the house. I just want to do something. I was like, well, I'm about to go to Walmart.
Oh, God.
I'm about to go to Walmart. You want to roll? Oh, yeah, Wally World. Yeah. High and crunk all at the same time. So I don't know if she
didn't feel high.
First off, I didn't know.
Fine.
I don't even know if she had took her medicine or not. I don't know this.
I took it earlier in the day. Yes.
Oh yeah, you was tripping. So we go to Walmart. She in there. Oh, look at this. So I'm walking. I can't remember what section I was going to. I'm walking. I'm like, where everybody at? Me and Elijah. Elijah's on my left side. And we walking. I'm like, I look back because I heard. I think I heard Mom and Kobe laughing. And I look back. She like this, driving the car, eyes closed, just. Everybody like, Jackie. Jackie. Everybody like, what in the mess? So I'm like, okay, she joking right now. She playing. She going again. It happens again. I was like, cocaine's a hell of a drug. Like, I was like, what is she doing? I told Kobe, I said, man, take her to the car. And Kobe had to pick her. They had to get her. She sat on Kobe's lap, and Kobe drove all the way back to the truck. If you go to our page or her page or somebody's page, my mother-in-law, she took a video and pictures of it all. I was dying when I saw the whole video because I did look back and glance at her. She was, it was funny. I was like, hey, all it would have took. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of wanted her to run into the balls and all the balls in the thing. They was plastic. They wasn't gonna hurt her, but it was just like. It would have been comical, but
and I remember all I remember is coming home, is waking up on the couch. I remember going to Walmart. I remember asking the man how to use the thing because I pushed it backwards, and I remember him telling me to go forward, push the little trigger forward, and I remember going forward, and that's all I remember after that. And then I remember being home.
That's crazy.
I don't remember nothing else.
That's crazy.
So
yeah.
Like he said, cocaine or tramadol is a hell of a drug. And volume, because I took that and some volume. but it was so earlier in the day. I guess when I sat
normally
down.
You don't even take that junk that early.
Yeah, and so I guess maybe when I sat down and maybe the vibration in the machine, it was just like, girl, night.
It was hilarious. When I say hilarious, I was like, this woman.
Yeah, they said, girl, it's time to go night.
Right. Man. So, those are just kind of some of the things that we kind of dealt with post surgery. We're getting start journey phase 2. We're definitely continuing to ask for prayers and support and any and everything anybody can say do gestures. We not asking or begging for anything. Whatever you do is gonna be out the kindness of your heart. However, we ain't gonna block nobody's blessing, okay? We are phase two. I think for I can't speak for her. I think it's just that's gonna be the mental test. That's gonna test the faith. That's gonna test us a little bit more. I am still praying for a miracle. I'm still praying for no chemo, radiation, and none of that, but definitely God is in control still. But one thing, in the phase two, I think is going to be and definitely physical, but I think the mental aspect of that process is going to be maybe a couple of notches above possible surgery. I don't know about you, but it may not be that bad.
I'm praying for the best, that we don't have to go through
Yeah.
much of anything. So far, what we do know is that there was no cancer found in the lymph nodes that they took out. So they took out 5 of them. They were cancer free. So that information came back. Our next appointment is August 2nd, and so we will talk with. We have 4 doctor's appointments on August 2nd to talk to all the doctors about next stages and stuff like that, referring to the cancer, what they need to do and stuff like that. They sent me some stuff, but I couldn't read none of that jargon, so I said I'll just wait till August 2nd so they can dumb it down for me. But I'm praying for the best, and we just gonna keep riding this roller coaster like we have been. We got ups, we got downs, we got drains, honey. we got restless nights, and we still love each other, and it's going well. So I just wanted to really give everybody an update on where we are currently and where we going right now, which is the stage, I guess stage 3, because stage 1 was finding out, stage 2 was surgery, stage 3 is chemo, radiation, stuff like that. So whatever stage we call it, we going on the next part, and y'all gonna follow us right along through the process, and heal some other people.
Yep. Mentally, physically, the actual person that is dealing, the supporter, all of it. So once again, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We love our families, friends, jobs, whoever contributed, man. We are truly and wholeheartedly grateful. Our gratitude, man. Tellis and Sharice Bolton, Team Primetime, man. We love you guys, man. We love you, and we thank you so much. They've been extraordinary, in this process as well. So we ain't gonna hold you guys hostage any much longer unless you just got something else to say. We love you too, Miss Rochelle. So man, Anthony, Jackie, love, learn, and reflect. Out. Peace.
Love you.
Love you too.
You're gonna have to press stop on here. Press the X button. And then, are you sure you want to stop streaming? Okay, and it's gonna ask something else.